everybody, my name is Markiplier and welcome to Five Nights at Freddy's, an indie horror game that you guys suggested en masse.
Top of the morning, What's going on, Jacksepticeye? Welcome to Five Nights at Freddy's, the game that
What's good, gamers? You guys like my Slenderman fan game, so over the last 2 weeks, your boy's been putting in some work, creating a completely brand new and original FNAF fan game, taking concepts from all the FNAF games and piecing it together to form the most complex and scary game yet. This is part 1. Let's go. The recording isn't ending, what the f. As always, I needed an environment, so after taking a nap, I decided to eat some KFC, which led me to out this abomination. I had to delete some of the ground in the terrain because it was clipping through the house, but that was no biggie. Anyways, continuing on, the house was looking kinda empty, and just like a wise man once said, empty house is empty and not empty house is cool. So I stole stole everything.
What do you mean by that? Bruh.
I found some assets on Sketchfab and very slowly started to add them in and populate the environment. And when I say slowly, I mean I'm talking like how long it took the queen to die.
Oh!
The original Five Nights at Freddy's game were all mainly about staying in one spot, looking at cameras, closing doors and flashing lights and making random noises. Well, I'm starting to realize this game isn't so original after all. Anyways, the goal in my game was basically just like FNAF, Pizzeria Simulator. You were an owner of a business, but in this case you were the owner of a scrapyard. You could walk around in your house, I don't know what you call this, and you could walk around in the scrapyard itself. You had a computer where you would need to do various tasks on, and also have access to cameras and other stuff on the computer. Anyways, it was sounding like a lot of work, so I started as soon as possible. School had started, so starting off I didn't have much time. I started by once again stealing the store of Sketchfab, bringing it into Blender and quickly rigging it up for use in the Unity. Just like the original Five Nights at Freddy's 1, you would be able to close this door. Then I proceeded to spend the next couple of days making a cool character model, controller, where you could run. Something a lot of FNAF players do not do in real life. I added some sounds and shit, and we started to get something looking like this. Next up, I did some planning for a couple of days, but that's not really cool. Boring. Get that shit out of here. Haha, what the f. Just like I had populated the interior of the building, I had to start to develop the actual scrapyard itself. As you guys can see, my painting skills are immaculate, if I do say so myself. I drew up a plan for a layout of the scrapyard, but soon realized I could not be following a plan. Because planning is for bozos and... Okay. Then yeah, just you know what, stuff it. I started placing random shit everywhere, which still managed to take me days to sort out. I eventually could not be so I just chucked a massive ass crane in the middle of the map to take up as much space as possible. I'm being honest, this took me for a gazillion years. The game was kinda dry and someone deaf played the game. They wouldn't even dare tell it was a game, probably because they can't see, but you know what I'm saying. I sprinkled around some random noises. What the f? I added this light into the game, which you can or will be able to turn off when I can be absolutely coding it, but for now I just can't be stuffed. It's going to serve as a major distraction, similar to of which the fan was in the original FNAF game. Just like every good FNAF game, I also added the fan, so yeah, stuff you plays.
I mean, it's alright, like... overrated as fuck.
Yeah, so I added the fan and then added some crickets for the outdoors environment. The crickets were loud as fuck, so I then added some... oh my god, I can't read my script. So what I was trying to say is the crickets were pretty loud, so I added a simple system that would basically fade the audio quieter when you walked into the house and louder when you exited, just like this. Despite making an exterior and an interior, I somehow hadn't managed to figure out how the player was going to get down and up from inside to out. I figured out that I couldn't be decorating the entire house inside, so I just chucked this ladder at the balcony which the player could climb. Now it was time for the cool stuff, making the actual computer itself. I started by adding this cool animation into the chair, and then found some images on Google which looked kind of like a computer, and literally snipping to my own computer's taskbar because I couldn't find any good ones online. I then started by setting up some masking stuff and then placed all these apps I wanted on the computer screen. I started by creating the notes application first because it seemed the easiest. I found a background for the text prompt online. Just like everything, it was also stolen, and then just added a text input field to it so the player could type into it. The plan was to keep this here for the player to type anything they wanted to store, and possibly store any codes or messages that I would add later as Easter eggs in the game. Just like your actual computer, when you click on the top bar of any app, you can move it around your screen. So after a short period of time, I'm talking probably like 6 hours, I got this to work. The reason it took so long is I was accessing the rect transform and not the actual transform of UI elements, which was retarded. Anyway, just to be a dickhead to all the players, I added a login screen, which would probably cause a lot of deaths in the future, I'm sure, to all of you. And then added this corruption screen that would come up after some time if you were on the computer for too long. Anyways lads, that's basically about it. So here's a quick clip of just me interacting with everything that I've made so far in the game, in case I missed anything in the video, because you guys know me, I only got -1 brain cells, so. If you guys have enjoyed this video and are looking forward to the creation of the game, please make sure to like and subscribe, and check out my itch and game jolt in the description, where I will be uploading devlogs and stuff too, so stay tuned. Anyways, I hope you guys have enjoyed. Peace.